Hi everyone, welcome to your practice. A few props that you might want to have with you, maybe a firm blanket or firm cushion to sit on so that when you sit, the knees are at or below the level of the hips and you can sit up nice and tall. You might have a few blocks, couple blocks, or stacks of books would work as well, or a chair. All right, so we're going to start seated. You can sit up nice and tall, again, on your prop or in a chair. And find your comfortable cross-legged seat. Hands can rest in your lap. And if it feels okay to you to close your eyes, I would highly recommend closing the eyes and letting go of all the distractions. So we'll take this as our centering, kind of come to the mat posture, come to our practice moment. And so as you're here, feel the floor, the props that you're sitting on rise up to meet you. And as you exhale, feel the seat, the legs, the feet start to settle and rest into that support. You might take a few breaths like that. So soft inhale and then soft exhale through the nose to feel yourself settle into the support underneath you. This is a key part of the practice, right? To kind of stop motion for a moment, let our minds and nervous system catch up with our bodies here. And then from this grounded place in the lower body, with your next inhale, feel a gentle, ever so gentle elongation up through the front of the body, up through the top of the head. Great. Be mindful of any limitations or sensitivities you're working with today. There's no judgment. You simply make the variations in the postures that work best for you, right? So from here, eyes can be closed or open. As you exhale, drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Keep the spine centered over the hips. And as you inhale, lift your head back to center. So exhale, left ear towards the left shoulder. And then inhale, come back through center. And we'll take that a few more times on your own. So nice and slow. No need to rush here. Really feel where the stretch is happening. Feel that you're grounded, you're seated here. And let your breath be easy. Once you've done an equal amount on both sides, sit up nice and tall and let your chin rest towards your chest, but lift the chest up into the chin. So we start to feel this nice stretch maybe at the back of the neck, maybe even down between the shoulder blades here. Let your head be heavy. Continue to let your breath move low and slow in the body. And a slow breath is without force. And so we're not forcing the breath to be slow. We're just letting it be as it is. Nice and easy and effortless here. And then as you lift your chin level with the floor, roll your shoulders up towards your ears and back and down. And let's take that a few times. Really eke out the maximum range of motion that you can get in these shoulder rolls here. Welcome to stay right here. Welcome to bring the fingertips up to the shoulders and start to add the elbows into the mix. And as much as you go forward with the elbows, try to go back just as far, countering that tech, that driving hunch. About 5 to 7 rounds is usually good enough. Of course, you're welcome to do more if that's best for you. We'll switch directions though for now. Really eke out all of that range of motion. Let the breath be easy. Great. Shake out the hands, shake out the arms. And as you inhale, reach the arms wide and up overhead, sit up a little taller. As you exhale, right fingertips come off to the side. Lift up first and then side bend. Notice if the hip, the knee tries to lift off. Ground the hip and the knee as much as you can. And then come back through center and we'll side bend to the left. So lift up first and then side bend any amount. Let's come back through center. We'll take a twist. So rotate the chest, upper body to the right, and release the right hand behind you, left hand across the body. This might be where a block is handy behind you. You can place that hand on a block to lift the chest a little more. And you can look off to the side, or when you exhale again, look over that back shoulder. So now we're strengthening the diaphragm, right? Because we're breathing into this resistance of the twist. So as you inhale, let yourself take a deeper breath without over-efforting. And as you exhale, navel draws towards the spine. You might find you get a little more range of motion in the twist as you draw that navel in. And on your next inhale, release, reach up. You're breathing either way, it's all good. And then we'll twist to the other side. So twist to the left. And again, you can take that block underneath the back hand. That feels nice to me today. Lift up through the spine, nice and tall. And if you'd like, you can turn your head over that back shoulder. And again, as you inhale, feel that resistance, the diaphragm pressing into this twist. And as you exhale, navel towards the spine, and maybe there's just a little smidgen of a rotation there more. And then release, come back through center, reach up, and release the fingertips off to either side. If the legs were crossed, maybe cross the other shin in front. And from here, interlace your fingers, press your palms forward, round your upper back, tuck your chin. And when you inhale again, push the palms, especially the thumbs, towards the sky. And soften the shoulders here. So if this is not comfortable for you, you're welcome to bring the fingertips to the shoulders here instead, or bring the arms to this cactus shape. So your choice. I'm going to take some active twists here. So we just start to rotate from the navel on up. You're welcome to keep the head at center, like I am here. You're also welcome to let the head go with you, if you like to let the head go with you. All right, but keep spiraling up through the crown of your head and push up through the thumbs as you twist. And you'll likely start to feel a little bit of warmth in the core of the body as you take these twists. You're welcome to take this at a little quicker pace as I am, or slow it down if that makes more sense for you. We'll take this for about 15 more seconds or so. Again, continue to spiral up through the top of your head, push through the thumbs. And come back to center, release, shake the arms, roll the shoulders, and we're done. All right, let's bring the feet out in front of us or off to one side, come up to standing. So you can move your props, your blanket out of the way. Have your blocks handy though. And we'll come to face the top of our mats. I'll turn to face you. Hands to your hips here. And as you inhale, feet about hip distance apart. Lift your arms up to shoulder height. Get taller. As you exhale, press the arms down. Use the triceps. Inhale, push against a heavy weight as you lift up. Exhale, push down as you push back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, press down. Now, you're welcome to stay right here with the arm movements. You're also welcome on the next round to add a heel lift. So as you inhale, lift the heels as you lift the arms. As you exhale, lower throughout the exhale. Slow that movement down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Now, if this is difficult for you, it's not unusual. You're welcome to hold on to a wall here or to a chair. You're also, might be interesting to engage the knees towards one another. So squeeze the inner thighs towards one another, the inner ankles towards one another as you lift and lower. Those stabilizer muscles might help you to control this movement a bit more. But there's always going to be a little bit of wobbling. It's a balance. Next time you lift, maybe you stay. Draw the navel in and up, squeeze the inner thighs together, And maybe you rotate the chest and the arms over towards the right, any amount. Come back through center. Heels can stay up or down. Whee! Keep breathing here as you twist over to the left. Lift those heels, keep breathing. Wow. Reach the arms up if you like. And then start to lower down. All right, shake it out here, shake it out. Nice work. Great. Bring your hands to your hips here. Look down at your toes. Lift all of your toes up, spread the toes, and then lower the toes back down. One more time. Inhale, lift the toes. And then exhale to lower. This time, leave the 4 little toes down. Just lift the big toes. And then lower those toes down. Lift your big toes only. Lower them down. One more time. Lift. And lower. Press the big toes down. Lift the 4 other toes on each foot. And then lower down. Lift the other toes. Big toe stays down. And then lower. And one more time. Lift. Use a little foot strength. And then lower and shake it out. Nice. Come on to the left foot and roll over the tops of the toes here. And maybe slide that foot back, actually a little bit behind you. Stand up nice and tall. And maybe you start to draw some circles over the toes, coming onto the bottoms of the toes and then over to the tops of the toes. Roll through the ankles. And then switch directions. About 5 to 7 rounds to each side. And then we'll come up onto the tippy toes here on the back foot. Lift up through the chest. Inhale and exhale. And let's draw ourselves towards tree pose. So turn that left knee out. Draw the heel towards the ankle here. And hands can come to heart center for tree pose. So you're welcome to stay right here. You're certainly welcome to lift the foot to the inner calf or to the inner thigh. There's always a little wobble in balance, so let yourself wobble. But breath is mandatory. Allow yourself to breathe easy as you can. Maybe for the last few breaths, you reach your arms out or up overhead, get a little taller, sway your branches. And then release the foot down, release the arms down, shake it out. Okay, let's go to the other side. So that would be your right foot. All right, draw that foot back and then come up onto the top of the foot. Yes, top of the foot. Give it a little top of the foot stretch here and then start to circle that foot one direction. Nice big circles. Toes are sore today for some reason. Switch directions when you're ready. Stand up nice and tall. And then come on to your tippy toes there. Stand up nice and tall. And then we'll come into our balance. Yes, I'll turn to face you. Bend the right knee, turn that knee out. And then bring the heel towards the opposite ankle. So it's really easy to kind of collapse here, so try not to collapse. Draw in and up. Hands can come to heart center here. And you can stay right here with the toes on the ground. Welcome to bring the foot to the inner calf, or use your hand to bring that foot to the inner thigh. Okay, wherever you are is great. It's all a balance. Allow your body to adjust and to wobble a little bit. If you fall out of it, you come back into it. It's fine. And can you breathe through that challenge, that wobble? And then, of course, if you like, you're welcome to bring the arms up and overhead. Sway your branches a little bit. And then bring your hands back to heart center. Set that foot back down and shake it out. Nice job here. Okay. So from here, we'll step to the top of our mats and move through just a little flow before we close. Just kind of working out all of that energy that we built up. So stand in mountain pose here, nice and strong. As you inhale, reach your arms wide, maybe up overhead. As you exhale, soften the knees and fold forward. Hinge at your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to. This is where blocks can come in handy to bring the floor up to you as you lift halfway. So we strengthen in the back body and the legs here as we lift halfway, spine nice and long. And then soften again and fold forward any amount. Again, hands can be to blocks or floor. Push into your feet, rise to stand. Reach out, around, and up. And reach out, around, and down. So let's take that a little more of a pace now. Inhale, reach out, around, and up. Get tall, soften the knees, and fold forward. Hands to blocks, floor, shins, but lift halfway. Chest forward, and then forward fold, release. Rise to stand, reach out, around, and up. And reach out, around, and down. Inhale, sweep out, around, and up. Move with your breath. Forward fold. Lift halfway. And forward fold, release. Rise to stand on your inhale. And reach out, around, and down. This time, inhale, sweep out, around, and up. Hands come through heart center and sink back into your chair pose. Okay? You could be sitting on a high chair here, but let the knees move behind the toes. Lift your chest. And as we're here, hands can stay right here, arms can come out to this cactus shape, or arms can reach up and overhead. We'll allow for 5 breaths here. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, sink the hips. It's a good time to notice, hey, what's strengthening, what's working here. Strong body here. Giving thanks for all the things that the body can do. Letting ourselves breathe. You're ready to release, hands to heart center, push into your heels, come all the way up. Roll the shoulders now, up, back, and down here, shake it out. And let's make our way back to the floor. So make your way back to hands and knees here. As you exhale, round your spine and tuck your chin. As you inhale, soften the belly and lift your chest. And then continue with your breath. Round your spine, tuck your chin. Inhale, soften your belly, lift your chest. Feel the floor beneath you. Support. Push into that support. And then soften as you inhale. Last few rounds here. And let's come back to a neutral spine. You can lift the feet, if that's okay for your knees. Look over your left shoulder, swing your feet over to the left. Come back through center. Look over that right shoulder, swing your feet towards the right. And come back through center. Set the feet down and move back to child's pose. So you can widen the knees here, give your belly some space, and lower the head towards the floor. If the floor is quite far away, feel free to stay a little bit more upright. You can rest your head on stacked fists as well. Find all that space for breath around the abdomen and the low back. Let your breath move in and out easily. Lift your chin and your head. Slide that right arm underneath the left. We'll take a little twist here. You can stay more upright or let the shoulder of the head come to the floor. Feel that opening behind the shoulders here. Come back through center. We'll take the other side. Slide that left arm underneath the right. You can stay more lifted or lower the head. Breathe low and slow here. And let's release and come back through center. Come back to hands and knees. And then shift to one side and we'll come to a seat. Let's do a little stretch for the outer hips here. This can be done in a chair or certainly on your back. I'm going to do this one seated. So cross your right ankle above your left knee. And then bend that left knee, place the foot down to the floor. Now for a little bit more mild of a stretch, you can have the legs farther away from you. You can also bring the foot a little closer, the left foot a little closer, leg a little closer to you, kind of scrunch in a little bit. Looking to get a little stretch in the outer hip on that right side. I like to sway a little bit. Just let the breath be easy here. A variation on a figure 4 stretch. This can also be done on your back, as I mentioned. And we'll come back to center, uncross the legs, cross the right shin in front of the left, sit up nice and tall, and then let's forward fold any amount. So you may be a little more upright. You're welcome to round forward. This is where a block can come into handy underneath the head as well. Press back up to seated. Bring your hands behind you, lean back, bend the knees, place the feet to the floor. Cross your left ankle above the right knee. And again, you can take a little longer stance here, or you can move hip towards heel, hand towards hips into a little more constricted, closed up. I'm not finding the adjective. Whatever gets you a stretch in the outer hip. And then let your legs sway from side to side if that feels good to you. Chest stays nice and tall and broad. And then let's come back to center, uncross, and bring the left shin in front of the right this time. Sit up nice and tall. You might stay right here. Welcome to also fold forward. As you inhale, feel the side waist expand, low back expand. As you exhale, soften the shoulders, the jaw. When you're ready on an inhale, lift back up, and we'll come back to our seated position here. So if you have time, I would highly encourage you to rest on your back in Shavasana or a resting pose of your choice. Even a couple of minutes to rest and come back to your easy breath is beneficial, kind of close out your practice. If it's time for you to move on, find a comfortable seat, again, where you can sit up nice and tall without any effort. And gently close your eyes. So we come back to where we began. Notice how it feels to be in your body after this short practice, where you feel a little more space, a little more strength, a little more awareness, a little more centeredness for the rest of your day or your evening. And acknowledge your efforts in your practice. So you might bring your hands to heart center in this universal gesture of gratitude as you offer gratitude to your mind, your body, your breath for your practice, your dedication to your practice. And today, as we move forward, may we all have a little more peace in our thoughts, our words, and our hearts. I look forward to seeing you in the next practice. I look forward to what you'll do in the world today. Take good care. Bye.